Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing some applications, all right, some operations with scientific notation. So what this is going to involve is, stuff like properties of exponents and such. Okay, so the way it works is like this. When you're multiplying two scientific numbers like this, or numbers in scientific notation, what you do is you first multiply the numbers, all right, or the decimal number in front of the exponent. So you multiply 1.08 times 9.3. So if you do that, we get 10.044. Okay. All right, and then let's multiply by 10 times. Now what we're doing here is we're actually multiplying 10, all right, to negative 3 times 10 to the negative 3. So if you have two bases that are the same, all you do is with the exponents, you just add or subtract them. In this case, it's going to be negative 3 minus 3, all right? So negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. Now, however, this isn't fully in scientific notation, okay? Because we have 10.044, and the rule is that you have to move one decimal to the left, so that the decimal point is one shy of the left-handmost digit. So you have to move this digit one more. So it's really 1.004, okay? But however, since we move one more digit, what ends up happening is that here the 10 to the minus 6 becomes 10 to the minus 5. So you have to think of it this way, that if you move the decimal point one more like this, all right, the exponent right here becomes bigger, and since what negative 5 is actually bigger than negative 6, because if you keep going up 7, 8, 9, then the number actually gets smaller. But actually, if you move to the left, the number is technically getting bigger, so it's going to be 1.004 times 10 to the negative 5th power. Alright, let's try some others. Let's see, we have, let's see right here, 3.48, alright, times 10 to the 3rd power, and then 9.8 times 10 to the 4th power. Okay, so the important part here is not calculating necessarily, these numbers. So let's just calculate them in the calculator. So it's 3.48 times 9.8. So we get 34. All right, 34.104 times 10 to the. So now what we do is, since you have the same bases, we just add the two numbers. So we get 3, 4. That's 10 to the 7th power. Okay, again, because this isn't fully scientific notation, we have to move the decimal point one spot. Okay, so again, if we move this one spot, what happens is that this power becomes bigger. All right, so this becomes 3.410, okay, times 10 to the 8th power. Because we move one spot to the left, this increases by 1. Alright, let's do something now with division. Okay, so we have 5.4 times 10 to the negative 1. Alright, divide that by 3.4 times 10 to the 1. Okay, so let's first divide 5.4 from 3.4. Actually, let's try that, yeah. 5.4, divide that by 3.4, we get 1.5, so you get 1.588. Okay, times. Now here we have 10 to the negative 1, divide that by 10 to the 1. However, we can rewrite this as 10 to the negative 1 times 10 to the negative 1. Because, remember, this is technically 10 to the negative 1 times 1 over 10 to the 1. And by definition, 1 over 10 to the 1 is also 10 to the negative 1. So now we have the same bases. We can combine them, we get 10 to the negative 2. Like so. And this is the final answer. Alright, let's try one more. Okay, we have here kind of like the product of exponents. Okay, so we have 10 to the negative fifth, so 8.8 times 10 to the negative fifth, right, to the negative fifth. So these are what we call the product of exponents. So in other words, what we're doing is this negative fifth power, we multiply by both of these. So this becomes 8.8 to the negative fifth power, because we're just kind of distributing, okay? And then here becomes times 10. Okay, so here you have to be careful. So this isn't negative 5 minus negative 5, but it's really negative 5 times 5, so it becomes 25. All right. So let's multiply 8.8 times to the negative fifth power. So this is technically 1 over 8.8 to the fifth power, right? Because the negative is a fraction. So 8.8 times 5 times is okay, and then we're going to do 1 over that, so it's going to be 1 over 52,773. So what we get is, let's see what we get here. Okay, so we get 1.895, alright, times 10 to the negative fifth power, okay, and then that's going to be times that by 10 to the 25th power, okay. Alright, so here we can actually combine these two here. So you get negative 5 plus 25, which is 20, so the final answer is going to be 1.895 times 10 to the 20th power.